Pause for a moment, Gemini. Take a deep breath. Something is shifting around you gently, quietly, yet powerfully. Can you feel it? Lately, everything seems different. The light, the air, even the rhythm of your heartbeat has changed. This is not a coincidence. This is a signal. The universe is turning back. And this time, it's calling your name. You've given so much a smile even when your heart was hurting. Words of encouragement, even when you were barely holding on. You believed quietly, even when no one noticed. But Gemini, the universe noticed. It recorded every act of kindness. Every time you chose silence over anger. Every moment you chose love over resentment. And now, the energy you once sent out is returning greater, brighter, and perfectly aligned with your heart. This isn't luck. This is the law of universal return, where every good seed you've planted finds its way back to you, multiplied 100-fold. The universe is telling you, the time has come. It's time for you to receive what has always been yours. If you can feel this energy, let it settle deep within your soul and write in the comments, I'm ready to receive the universe's return. Like and subscribe to stay connected to this energy. Because you are not here by accident. Now, pour yourself a cup of tea or your favorite coffee, sit down quietly, and join me on this journey. A journey to understand why the universe is returning to Gemini 100 times what you once lost. Part 1. Cosmic Signs. When the universe speaks to Gemini, stop right here, Gemini. Take a deep breath. You might not have planned to pause, but the universe has pulled you here exactly when you need to hear this most. Today, the energy around you is shifting. There are subtle movements in the air that only sensitive souls like yours can feel. Perhaps you've noticed it over the past few days. An invisible pull, a strange intuition, or a dream that woke you in the middle of the night, with the sense that something was trying to reach you. That's not a coincidence. That's the first signal of awakening. Gemini, you've always been the one who hears what others overlook. Within you exist two streams of energy, logic and intuition coexisting side by side. One half of you seeks reasons, while the other simply feels. And sometimes that makes you tired, as if your mind and your heart are speaking two different languages. But perhaps it's time to realize that you don't need to choose sides, because this duality is the sacred gift the universe has given you. You were born to be the interpreter between two worlds, the world of reason and the world of spirit. When you speak, the universe listens. When you listen, it answers with signs. That's why repeating numbers appear, why a song plays at the exact moment you think of someone, or why a sense of déjà vu fills you when you meet a stranger. None of it is random. The universe speaks in frequencies, and Gemini is the one who knows how to listen with the heart. And now, your energy has just switched frequencies. You are leaving behind the phase of silence, that still period when nothing seemed to move, when no one seemed to understand you, and progress felt impossible. It wasn't a delay. It was the universe placing you in stillness to clear your path. Like a compass spinning wildly, you needed to stop so its needle could find true north. Now, your inner compass is trembling back to life. You are entering a phase of resonance. From this point on, you'll begin to notice coincidences happening more often. Someone repeats the exact words you just thought. A message arrives right when you're about to reach out. An opportunity appears just as you're about to give up. That is the rhythm of the universe syncing with you. Don't take these lightly, see them as divine language. Every sign whispers, you're on the right path. The most important thing now, Gemini, is not to try to control it. Let life lead you a little. Geminis often have a mind faster than time. You want to understand, analyze, and know the outcome right away. But the universe speaks in slower rhythms. It needs you to release logic and listen with your soul. When you stop asking why, you begin to hear, what's next? The truth is, your energy is rising. You are shedding the old frequency where people who didn't understand you once belonged. You are entering a space where only those truly aligned can hear you. That's why some people have drifted away. Some relationships have faded, and some plans have quietly dissolved. Don't be afraid. When frequencies shift, the old waves must depart. What's meant for you will resonate and return naturally, without you having to chase it. Remember, Gemini, your duality is no longer a conflict. It's your key. The two sides within you, the dreamer and the thinker, when united, become the bridge between heaven and earth. You understand the language of reason, yet you feel the heartbeat of the soul. And that's why the universe chose you, not anyone else, to carry this message. So, if lately your heart has been trembling for no reason, or tears have fallen without explanation, know that it's the universe moving through you. It's not making you weak. It's awakening the deepest part of you, the one that's been asleep for too long from having to stay strong. Now, just close your eyes for a moment and feel your own breath. You'll notice your heart begin to calm. You'll hear a small whisper saying, "You're not lost. You're just changing direction." That's the voice of the universe. If you can feel this energy, let it flow through your heart and anchor it in this moment. Write in the comments, "I am ready to receive my divine alignment." And all, 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 all. And if you want this journey to keep unfolding, hit like and subscribe so every message from the universe finds you exactly when you need it most. Now, Gemini, sit still, pour yourself a warm cup of tea, because what you're about to hear next will help you understand why every silence, every wait, and even every pain was the universe's most delicate language written just for you. Part 2. The Law of Reflection. When Gemini's karma turns into light. Gemini, have you ever wondered why what you give never seems to come back? You used to be the one who connected everyone, bringing joy and laughter wherever you went, yet somehow you're the one who ends up misunderstood, hurt, and overlooked. You've spent hours listening to others, but when you needed someone to ask if you were okay, there was only silence. You reached out with your heart, but the world responded with logic. But the universe, Gemini, forgets nothing. It records everything, not with eyes, but with energy. Every thought, every word, every action, no matter how small, is reflected back according to the frequency you send out. And that is mirror karma, the law of soul reflection. When you love with sincerity, when you give without calculation, the universe stores that vibration like a pure tone echoing endlessly through space, waiting for the perfect moment to return to you. All this time, you may have thought you were forgotten, but in truth, you've simply been in the reflection phase, like the light from a distant star that takes ages to reach the eyes of those who watch it. The light that once left your heart is now on its way back, carrying the power of time, amplified many times over. The universe doesn't repay you with luck, it repays you with awareness. Because for Gemini, the true reward isn't material or circumstantial. It's the ability to see meaning in every twist of fate. The people who left, the doors that closed, the moments when you asked, "Why must I go through this?" All of it has been a mirror showing you something within yourself. No one has ever hurt you without leaving behind a lesson. No dream has ever shattered without planting a seed of growth. When you face someone who hurt you, they're reflecting your limits of compassion. When you witness betrayal, they're revealing the value of honesty. When you feel forgotten, the universe is teaching you to remember yourself. Everything is a mirror, and every time you look into it, a part of your soul awakens. That's why the recent phase may have felt exhausting. Not because you were being punished, but because you were learning to face the mirror without fear. You've dared to look directly at both your light and your shadow. And when you do that, the universe begins to reflect differently. No longer through challenges, but through opportunities. No longer through rejection, but through divine invitations. You'll notice that what once hurt you now brings clarity. Those who once walked away, if they return, no longer make you tremble. You don't need them to feel whole anymore, because you've finally seen yourself. And once you see yourself in truth, the universe mirrors that same light back to you. That is when mirror karma transforms into mirror blessing. When karma becomes grace. When pain becomes a gift. When every reflection becomes light. Because you didn't respond with anger, but with understanding. You didn't close your heart, but still chose to love. The universe amplifies that frequency. Love multiplies, opportunities multiply, and the right connections arrive at the right time. It all begins with you. When you change your frequency, the mirror of the universe changes too. It no longer reflects fear, but faith. No longer mirrors loss, but abundance. And the most beautiful part is, you don't have to try anymore. You just have to be yourself. Gemini, this is the season when the universe returns what you once gave, not as a reward, but as sacred balance. Every act of goodness you sent out, even when unseen, is now returning to you, carrying 100-fold more light. Don't seek validation out there. The light you carry within is the brightest testimony of all. If you can feel this truth, let the universe hear you. Write in the comments, I am ready to receive my mirror blessings. And don't forget to like and subscribe to stay connected with the messages to come, because this is only the beginning of the journey where your light and your karma become one. Part 3. The Silent Years. When the universe trains Gemini's soul. Perhaps you've wondered, why would someone as lively, social, and expressive as Gemini suddenly go through a period of deep silence, those days when you don't feel like talking, when conversations that once made you happy now feel empty, when your joy for connecting with others seems to fade? You withdraw into yourself, as if the outside world has become too loud, and you no longer wish to blend into the noise. Gemini, that phase wasn't a loss of energy, nor was it punishment. It was the silent years, the time when the universe intentionally pulls you away from the crowd to train your soul. You were placed in a space of solitude to learn the most sacred lesson of all: how to listen to yourself. Because for so long, you've been the listener for others. You've carried their stories, their pain, their joy, their dreams, all while forgetting how to understand your own heart. Then the universe whispered, enough. Now it's time to listen to yourself. And to make that possible, it had to silence everything around you, friends. Growing distant, conversations fading, projects slowing down, relationships dissolving on their own. And in that silence you felt lonely, didn't you? As if everything had become empty and directionless. But within that emptiness, a faint sound began to emerge, the voice of your soul. It wasn't loud or urgent. It came in gentle feelings, subtle intuitions, fleeting emotions, yet it carried an inexplicable power to move you. That's when Gemini learns the lesson of balance between logic and emotion. You no longer run from feelings to appear strong, nor let logic dictate every move. You begin to realize that sometimes the answer isn't in analyzing, but in feeling. You start to see beauty in stillness, in doing nothing but sitting quietly and listening to your own breath. This is the phase where the universe rebuilds your inner architecture. It teaches you how to stand tall without needing validation, how to trust your intuition without needing proof, how to be alone yet feel whole. And when you begin to love the silence when you no longer fear it, the universe knows you are ready. Because when a Gemini no longer needs others to understand them, that's when the universe begins sending souls who truly do. Souls who don't need explanations, only presence. They will see you without you having to speak. They will understand you before you find the words. They will feel your energy without you needing to shine. And the miracle is, when you stop seeking resonance, it naturally finds you. New friends, new connections, new opportunities all begin to appear when you've become the quietest version of yourself. The universe knew you needed these silent years to learn how to shine without noise, to know that you don't always have to be the talker, the connector, the bridge. Sometimes light doesn't come from spreading outward, but from knowing when to stop and recharge your own energy. Look back, and you'll see that in those silent years, everything was being rearranged. The ones who left made room for new arrivals. The dreams that were delayed made space for the ones that were meant for you. And you who once thought your flame had dimmed were quietly being reborn in stillness. Gemini, if you're still in that silent season, don't be afraid. Don't think you've been forgotten. You're being prepared. The universe never places you in silence to punish, only to make sure that when the great calling arrives, you'll hear it with a clear and open heart. This is the deepest healing process, the moment you learn how to come home to yourself. When you stop searching outside and realize everything you've been looking for has been within you all along. And if you're hearing these words and it feels like I'm speaking directly to you, it's not by accident. This is the moment you begin to step out of silence. The season of quiet is ending, and the door of return is opening before you. If you've ever felt left behind, know this: you weren't abandoned. You were placed on higher ground to see your life more clearly. And now, you are wise enough to understand. Solitude didn't destroy you. It shaped you. If you've lived in silence, this is your time to take a deep breath and step into the new light. Write in the comments, "I am ready to be seen." And don't forget to like and subscribe so that every divine message from the universe finds you right when your soul is ready to receive it. Part 4. The Sacred Duality. When fire and air breathe as one. Gemini, can you feel it? The energy within you is moving, no longer chaotic as before, but like two currents beginning to find their meeting point. For so long, you felt torn in two directions. One side ruled by your fiery heart, emotional, passionate, explosive, and the other by your clear, analytical mind, always wanting to understand and control everything. These two forces seemed to clash, leaving you conflicted, always having to choose between feeling and logic. But now, Gemini, you no longer have to choose. Because this is the stage of sacred duality, when the universe aligns the two seemingly opposite sides within you. Fire representing passion, the burning heart. Air representing intellect, the mind that understands and communicates. When fire and air move in rhythm, you don't just live, you begin to soar. You were born to carry both light and shadow. The light helps you see the way. The shadow helps you understand the value of that light. The light earns you love, but the shadow teaches you growth. And the universe never asks you to erase either one. It only wants you to learn how to let them coexist. In this phase, you'll begin to notice what once felt confusing now becomes clear. Relationships that once drained you begin to fade. Old habits, old thought patterns, all are falling away. But Gemini, don't see that as loss. See it as liberation. You cannot fly if your wings are still weighed down by what has expired for your soul. You are no longer your old self. The one who smiled to hide exhaustion, who compromised just to be accepted, who stayed silent to avoid being misunderstood, that version of you is dissolving. The old you is dissolving. The new you is emerging calm, wise, and unstoppable. Imagine your Gemini wings, your symbol, being reborn. Once, those wings were for escape, running from pain, from the past, from emotions too heavy to face. But now, those wings are different. They no longer exist to flee your pain, but to rise with awareness. Each beat of your wings now carries presence, peace, and trust in your own path. This is a moment of spiritual rebirth, when you no longer live to prove yourself, but to express your true light. When you no longer let others define you, but allow your energy to speak for itself. When you no longer chase opportunities, but allow them to find you. Gemini, you are the zodiac of connection. And now, you are not only connecting with others, but with the universe itself. You understand that everything has a reason. Every encounter is a piece of the puzzle. Every challenge is a chapter of learning. Every tear is a sacred cleansing. And when you view life through that lens, you awaken. Perhaps right now, you feel both powerful and peaceful at once, a strange mix, as if there's a storm and a sunrise coexisting within you. Don't be afraid. The storm doesn't come to destroy, but to cleanse. The sunrise doesn't come to replace the night, but to honor the journey you've walked through it. Let the fire and air within you rise together so you can burn brightly yet remain free, be passionate yet serene. That is the true power of Gemini, a soul that can fly through chaos without losing direction, a mind that knows how to think with the heart. If you feel something awakening inside you, a new energy, a desire to change, to live more truthfully, to move forward without fear, trust that it is your fire and air merging as one. And when that happens, you become unstoppable, Gemini. This is no longer a phase of fear. It is a phase of faith. Faith in yourself. Faith in your path. Faith that who you are becoming is exactly who the universe designed you to be. If you can feel your fire and air rising within, let it spread. Write in the comments, I am becoming the highest version of myself. And don't forget to like and subscribe, because your rebirth deserves to be witnessed, celebrated, and shared with the souls who are finding themselves through you. Part 5. The Divine Door. When Gemini receives 100-fold return. And then, Gemini, at this very moment, when all silences have spoken, when every challenge has fulfilled its purpose, you will begin to feel something special in the air. Subtle, yet clear. Quiet, yet deep. It's as if a door is gently opening, somewhere between two worlds. Not a door you can see with your eyes, but one you can feel with your soul. That door is not out there. It is within you. This is the divine door, the sacred gate the universe opens only for those who have dared to walk through their own darkness. This is the moment when your two halves, your dual energies, your parallel selves finally unite as one. Light and shadow no longer fight. They begin to dance together. Intellect and emotion no longer oppose. They become the twin rhythm of awakening. And when that happens, Gemini no longer lives between two worlds. You become the bridge that connects them. Everything that once confused you now makes sense. You understand why you had to walk through both light and darkness. You understand why people came and went, why dreams faded, why certain moments nearly broke you, yet ultimately became the turning points of destiny. None of it was meant to weaken you, it was all preparation, shaping you into a soul bright enough to step through this door. Because the 100x that the universe now grants you isn't about wealth, fame, or material opportunity. That 100x is wisdom, peace, and freedom. Wisdom to know what to hold and what to release. Peace to no longer fight life, but flow with it. Freedom from invisible chains, expectations, and fears that once kept you small. This is the true gift of the universe for Gemini. Not to make you have more, but to make you be yourself fully. From the moment you step through this door, you'll notice something miraculous. The world begins to move with you. Not because you've changed the world, but because you've changed the frequency within. You no longer chase anyone. You no longer need to prove anything. When you truly shine, everything naturally finds its way to you. When you understand yourself, all things around you begin to realign with your vibration. Opportunities will appear effortlessly. You'll meet people who understand you with a single glance. You'll hear words that align so perfectly, it feels as though the universe itself is whispering in your language of the heart. And one morning, you'll wake up, take a deep breath, and realize the heaviness is gone. The worries that used to cling to you like fog have dissolved. In their place is radiant stillness, a kind of peace you don't have to search for, because it simply exists within your presence. Gemini, this journey isn't over. In truth, it has just begun. Because once you step through the divine door, you're no longer just a receiver. You become a bearer of light. Everything you've learned, everything you've endured, every wound that once tore your heart apart, all of it is being repurposed by the universe to turn you into a guide for other souls. You are not just receiving abundance. You are becoming the voice of balance in this universe. You are the voice of harmony, the bridge between opposites, the living proof that sometimes, to find ourselves, we must walk through both heaven and the depths below. The universe will continue to walk beside you through signs, dreams, and intuition. Every time your heart expands, every time you feel a subtle current of energy running through you, as you hear these words, that is, the universe saying, you are on the right path. Now, close your eyes for a few seconds. Take a deep breath. Feel the energy moving gently, yet powerfully around you. You are standing at the threshold of your destiny, and once you step through, the entire universe will turn toward you. If your heart is trembling as you hear this, let it be acknowledged. Write in the comments, I am stepping through my divine door. And remember to like and subscribe to keep this energy close, because your story, Gemini, is only just beginning. So our journey today has come to an end, but not a conclusion, Gemini. Rather, a new beginning within your energy. Because after all the storms, the challenges, the silent years, and the many rebirths, you've come to understand one profound truth. Nothing that happens in your life is meaningless. Every person who left, every tear you shed, every moment you felt lost, all of it was part of a delicate plan crafted by the universe to guide you back to your true frequency. And perhaps the most precious thing you've gained isn't wealth or recognition, it's wisdom. You've learned that when you stop searching outward, the answers naturally appear within. When you stop resisting what's happening, The current of life begins to lift you. When you trust your own path, the universe mirrors that trust with miracles. Gemini, today's message isn't just about 100x repayment, it's about 100-fold growth. Every challenge you've faced, every lesson you've learned, is another level of your soul's expansion. Remember, true light doesn't come from an easy life, it comes from choosing to shine, even when everything around you is dark. Carry this spirit into your daily life. Learn to be grateful, even for what's not yet perfect. Trust that every twist and turn has a purpose, and that purpose is always in your favor if you view it through the eyes of awakening. If this video has touched your heart, let me know by writing in the comments. I am ready to receive the light of the universe. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you'll always be the first to receive new messages from the universe, meant only for your journey. Thank you for spending this time here listening, feeling, and connecting from the heart. I truly believe you are on a beautiful path toward becoming the brightest version of yourself. And remember, the universe is never late. Everything that belongs to you will always find its way back. See you in the next video, under the same sky, where kindred souls meet again.